Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to give you a beginner's guide to Cricut Design Space. I'm so excited to be sharing this with you. Learning Cricut Design Space is an important step for beginners because this is where you will bring your designs to life and get them ready for cutting. I'm going to show you how to navigate around Cricut Design Space and how to use it to create your own designs. So let's dive right in. This is what your homepage looks like. Over to the left there is a drop down menu. This is where you can control your profile and all of your settings. As you can see, there are a lot of options. You can set up a new machine. This is where you calibrate your machine. You can manage your custom materials, look for updates, your account details, link cartridges, Cricut Access, which is the subscription service. You can change your canvas settings. So if you go into here, you can change the language, you can change what the grid looks like, so a full grid has all these little squares. You can have a partial grid or no grid. You can change the units from imperial to metric, and you can change how Cricut saves your projects. You can also find any legal information, and there is a link that takes you directly to Cricut Help Desk. At the top of your homepage you can see My Projects. This is where all of your own designs are stored. If you scroll down, you can see Cricut's ready to make projects which are available on the Cricut Access subscription. If you click View All next to My Projects, this opens up all of your designs. It also brings up a drop-down menu which allows you to search all of the different categories. So for example, if you're looking to make a card, you just go to cards and it will bring up all of these ready to make projects. There is also a search bar. So for example, if I want to search for a project which includes infusible ink, I can just type it in here, search for it, and it will bring up all of the ready to make projects which use Cricut infusible ink. If I find a project which I like the look of but I'm not quite ready to make, I can click on this little star here and it will send it to my favourites. On the drop down menu you can see at the top you have My Projects, and then underneath you have My Favourites. This is where you will find all of the projects which you are saving for later. Once you're ready to make a project, you can just click on it, and here you can see how the project will look. It gives you a description, all of the materials and any equipment that you will need to make it, and some instructions on how to make it. Once you're ready, just click Make It and it will take you to where you need to cut your project. If you want to add anything or change anything on this project, just click Customize and it will open it up on your canvas. So now that you're ready to start a new design, just click on New Project here or in the top right hand corner here, and this will open up a new blank canvas. The Cricut Design Space canvas is where all the magic happens. This is where you can create and edit your designs. You can either import and use your own fonts and images, or you can use the ones that Cricut already have built in. Some of Cricut's images are free to use, others you will need a Cricut Access membership, and some you will need to pay for. I prefer to use my laptop when using Cricut Design Space. I just find it easier to navigate, but it is available to download on Android and iOS. The layout will look slightly different on your phone or tablet, but most of the functions will be the same. So this is what the blank canvas looks like, and this is where you will make your designs. At the top left hand side you will see that you still have this drop down menu. This takes you home. Over on the right hand side you have My Projects. This takes you back to where all of your saved projects are. Then you have the save option, so once you have put a design in you can save it up here. And then this option allows you to select which machine you're using. It's important to make sure you have the right machine selected so that all of the tools for your machine show up. For example, you can engrave with a Maker but not the Explore. So if you have the Explore selected, you will not be able to see the option to engrave. So make sure you have the right machine selected. Down the right hand side we have the Layers panel. Here you will be able to preview all of the layers for your design. You can use it to select a layer or multiple layers. There are also a few editing options which I will get to later. The left-hand panel is where all of your designs come from. This is where you can access shapes, images, text and ready-to-make projects. At the top we have New, so if you've finished working on a design and saved it and you're ready to start a new one, just click this and it will open a new blank canvas. Templates. This is one of the reasons I prefer working on my laptop, because templates are only available on the desktop version. So what are templates? Templates are reference images that help you visualize and see how your design will look. For example, if I'm making a t-shirt and I want to make sure the design fits around these buttons, I can use this as a guide. The templates will not be saved or cut with your design, they are just for reference. Next we have projects. This is where you can find all of the ready-to-make projects that we covered earlier. Then you can go to images. Cricut have over 100,000 images that are available for you to use. You can either search for images using this search bar or use one of the categories below. If you click on one of the categories, it will bring up all of the images that are available to use under that category. Over on the left hand side there is another menu that will allow you to filter your results even further. Any images that have this little green box and an A are free for you to use on the Cricut Access subscription. If you are looking for free images, go to Ownership, click on Free, and this will bring up all of the designs that are available for you to use even if you don't have a subscription. Next we have text. When you click on text you can see that it brings up a little bar. Here is where you will type the text you want to add to your design. Once you've added some text, it adds a new menu on the top panel. Here you can change the font, style, size, letter spacing, line spacing, alignment, curvature, and you have the advanced options of ungrouping your letters. Then we have shapes. This allows you to add basic shapes to your canvas. So if I want to add a heart, I can just click on that and as you can see it inserts a heart onto the canvas. This is where you can also add score lines. So if you're making a card or a project that includes some folds, you can add a score line, put it wherever you want it, and wherever you put it, it will create a fold. Next, you've got the uploader option. This is where you can upload your own images to Cricut Design Space. So back to the layers panel. Now that I have shown you all about inserting images and text and how to edit them, let's take a further look at the layers panel. When you add an image or text, it will show here on the layers panel. You can click on an element to select it, or if you hold down Control on your keyboard, you can select multiple elements. At the top we have Group, Ungroup, Duplicate and Delete. Group is a handy tool that you can use when working with lots of layers. If you want to move the layers around the canvas and keep it organised, then grouping them together will be a lifesaver. As you can see, I've selected all these images and I'm going to click Group. Now these will move together freely around the canvas. It also makes it easier to resize. Ungroup. This option allows you to ungroup any layers that are grouped together. which is helpful if you want to edit or move a single element. Duplicate. This option duplicates any layers you have selected. And delete will delete any layers you have selected. Next to each element, you can see the line type. This shows you whether it's set to cut, draw, or print and cut. And then there's this little eye. If you want to hide something from your canvas, just click that and it will disappear. Remember to bring it back when you're ready to cut though, because it won't cut any hidden elements. Blank canvas allows you to change the background colour. So if I click on this and then choose, say, blue, for instance, I can change my black background colour to blue. At the bottom, we have slice, weld, attach, flatten, and contour. These are some of the most important tools in Cricut Design Space. Let me show you why. Here I've got 7 sets of hearts and squares, and I'm going to show you each of these functions using these images. The first one is the original image made up of a pink square and a yellow heart. You will see why the colours are important shortly. First, we're going to use the slice tool. So I'm going to select this heart and square. And then I'm going to click slice. As you can see, slice completely cuts up the image. I'll quickly show you this again on the next heart. And as you can see, all of the pieces can be moved around and taken out. Next, we're going to use the weld tool. The weld tool allows you to combine 2 or more shapes into one. As you can see, when I select both of the shapes and click weld, it merges them together, creating a new shape. The colour is determined by the layer that is at the back, which is why the shape is now yellow. Attach. Attach is similar to grouping layers. When I select both shapes and click attach, you can see that both shapes are now the same colour and they're grouped together. Then we have flatten. When you flatten something, it turns it into a print and cut image. On the fill settings, you can only change one layer to print and cut, whereas with flatten, you can select multiple layers. And then we have contour. I use the contour tool when making layered designs. The contour tool allows you to hide certain layers of an image. In this example, I'm going to weld the 2 shapes together. Then I'm going to add some text. I'll just bring that to the front so that you can see it. And then I'm going to slice this text out of here. I'm just going to delete that. Delete the next part, and as you can see, I've sliced the text out of this image. Now when I click on the image and go to contour, I can choose which part of this image I want to show. So for instance, if I want to make the T disappear, I just click on the T, come out of here, and as you can see, you can no longer see it. If I want to bring it back, I just come back on here, unclick it, and there it is, it's come back. Last but not least, we have the colour sync panel. The colour sync panel helps you to match colours or consolidate colours of a project in order to reduce the number of different materials you plan to use. Each colour on your canvas represents a different material. So, if for instance you want all of the shapes to be cut out on the same material on the same mat, you would set them all as the same colour. You can do this by dragging the colours up and into the other one. As you can see, they are now all yellow. Now you can also do this with individual elements. So if I wanted one of the hearts to be purple, I can drag it down, and as you can see, it has now changed it to purple. Please note that the colour sync panel only shows the layers set to cut. It doesn't show any of the write, score or print layers. I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. I know it's a lot to take in and can be a little bit overwhelming to begin with, but I promise you it will be worth it. The next few lessons will be project based, and we will be going over everything that we have learned in a practical way, and I will show you how to use this and incorporate everything we have learned into your designs. So I hope you're looking forward to joining me.